Welcome to the nswebsolutions video podcast. My name is Alan, and in this episode we'll be looking at some really cool ways to find good quality free photos for your blog posts. Now, I'm assuming that you have a message that you're trying to get out to your audience, and blogging is a really cool way to do that. And I hope that if you're blogging already, that you're taking a moment for each blog post to find one good quality photo to put up with that post. It's a really good idea, but sometimes it can be a pain in the neck to find good quality stuff. In this episode, we'll look at 3 sites that can help you do that. The first is Flickr. It's a great resource, and if you're not using it already, you should be. The second one is picnic.com, which is a great tool to help you modify those pictures to be what you need them to be. And the third one is morguefile.com, which is a great site that offers a lot of good photos and a really free license to do pretty much whatever you want to do with those photos. So let's jump right in. You'll see I've got Flickr open in my browser here, and I'm already signed in. Now, if you don't have a Flickr account already, you will need to create one, but it's very easy to do and it's free. So let's say you've got a new donut shop that's opened up on your blog and you want to write a blog post to give them a little bit of attention. So we're going to find a photo to go along with it. I'm going to come over here to the search box and I'm going to search for donuts, if I could spell right. There we go, and it brings us up a nice selection of really good quality photos. However, you'll find that most of these are not free to use just however you want. If you click the little I link here, you'll see that it says all rights reserved on almost all of them. That means you can't just take this photo and use it in your blog post. You'd have to jump through some hoops first. Fortunately, there's a really cool thing called Creative Commons licensing. Now, I can't take the time here to explain all about it, but basically it's a way for the photographer to say, hey, here's my photo, please take it and use it. So we're going to go to the advanced search here, and down at the bottom it'll give us some options to search for Creative Commons licensed content. I'm going to click that box, and then just below it are 2 more options. Find content to use commercially. Now, I don't think that you're going to need this. If you're not sure, you may want to click this Learn More link to learn more about Creative Commons licensing, or talk to an actual lawyer, which I am not. In my case, I don't check this because I'm not planning to sell anything with my content. I do, though, intend to modify some of the content, so I'm going to check this box, find content to modify, adapt, or build upon. Well, Alan, how are you going to modify it? I'm going to crop it. I might change the color balance. I might put borders around it. Those are all things that we would consider modifications, and I want to make sure that the photographer is okay with that before I just decide to modify his work. So I'm going to choose those options and click Search. And it brings me a pretty good collection of photos around the donuts theme, and I can be sure that these are all going to be licensed under the Creative Commons license. However, I'm not real satisfied with the default sort order here. It's called relevant, and it basically works to find things that match my keywords in my search. But I'm going to come over here and use this one called interesting. Flickr has a way of guessing what photos are going to be nice to look at, and it does a pretty good job of it. Here's one called Randy's Donuts, and this is by Thomas Hawk, and if I click the little I link here, you'll see that it says some rights reserved. This one says attribution, and this one says non-commercial. Non-commercial means that I can't use it in a publication that's directly intended to sell something for money, and attribution means that I need to be sure and say where I got it. So let's go ahead and open up this photo. Now, it's a great photo. I could just use it exactly like it is. If I go to Actions, I can choose View All Sizes, and Flickr's done a neat little thing where they have sized it into different convenient sizes so that I don't have to do it. That may be what you want to do. In my case, though, I know that we're going to need to change this. So actually what I'm going to do is take it and move it over to picnic.com and make some modifications to it there. Let's go over to Share This, and down here where it says Grab the Link, it gives me a URL for the image itself. Then I'll come over to picnic.com, note the spelling, picnic.com, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to click Get Started, and it will take its time loading up. And we're going to use this in case we're not at our own fancy computer that has Photoshop on it, or we don't have Photoshop, or we're at our friend's computer. You can use this from anywhere in the world, and it'll give you a chance to do pretty much any of the basic kind of transformations that you would want to do to a photo. All right, so we're going to come over here to Library, and Library, the option is Get from Website. We're going to paste in that URL and hit Enter. We're going to let it load up this image. Okay, it's loaded up the image, and now we can do what we need to do with it. Across the top, we have some options here: autofix, rotate, crop, a lot of different stuff. What I'm going to do is just crop it. Now, I must say, I do like the crop that Thomas Hawk has come up with here. So apologies, Mr. Hawk. I'm just going to crop the heck out of this photo until we have just a donut. I'm going to say OK, and there's my new photo. I could do some other things here, but let me show you under Create. Picnic has some cool stuff. Now, it does have some stuff that is labeled premium. That means you need to get a premium subscription. But most of what you want to do, most of what I ever need to do, I can do with my free subscription just by visiting, even without even creating an account. I'm going to come over here to Effects, and let's just add, we're going to soften it. There we go. And then I'm going to add a vignette. There we go. And then I'm going to come down and add some film grain, give you kind of an old-time look. Okay, there we go. Let's hit apply. And we're done. I'm going to come over to save and share. That's it. I'm done editing this photo. I've cropped it. Now I'm just going to save it to my computer. Save to computer. I am going to resize it. I know that on this website in particular, I'm going to make all my blog images 300 pixels wide. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit 300 pixels. I'm going to click Save Photo, and I'm going to save it as, there we go, and it's saved. Now I can take that and I can put it up on my blog. Now it's important to remember that because this photo required attribution, that we really need to add an attribution line together with the photo when we put it on our blog post. How to do that's a bit of a question, but I'm going to put a link into the text description of this video to an article that explains what you need to know about that, and to make sure that you can cover all the bases. Then if you're really not sure, you can always write to the copyright holder at their Flickr account. But probably you're not going to need to do that. Just take a look at that article and it gives you what you need to know. The other side I want to talk about is morguefile.com. So let's click on over there. Here's Morguefile. Morguefile is an online repository of photographs, a lot like Flickr.com. But Morguefile gives you a really, really nice opportunity to do pretty much whatever you want with the photographs. Here it says, wondering about the Morguefile license? Click here. What can you do with this? You can remix it, you can adapt it, you can use it in commercial work, you can use it without attribution. Pretty much all you can't do is try and put it on a disk and resell it as a library of photographs. They won't let you do that. But pretty much anything else you want to do, you can do. So let's go in here and look for donuts. Now, Morguefile does not have the really cool, interesting search but that Flickr had, but it does give you the chance to sort by rating so that you can pick out the photos that get the highest ratings. Also, since they're all under the Morguefile license, the Creative Commons option is not even an issue. So let's choose this one. And with Morguefile, you could take the photo and move it over to picnic.com and edit it there. You could do that with any photo. The other thing that's cool is this crop and post option here. I could take this and just really crop only the parts that I want. And you know, again, it's not a lot, but if you're really in a hurry and that's all you need to do, you can do that once we click finished. Then it gives me the cropped photo, and I can right click and save the image and then put it up on my blog post from there. And again, because it's Morguefile, I don't need to even give attribution. I can just use it. That's a really cool thing. So those are 3 really cool websites that you can use to get the photos that you need for your blog posts. There's Flickr.com, Picnic.com, and Morguefile.com. That's it for this episode of the NS Web Solutions video podcast. My name is Alan. We'll see you next time.